there is a modernization in today's technologically driven world that us heartfelt, hands-on culture needs to come up to speed with. So what does that mean? That means understand, like you know when it's appropriate to call somebody, what to say when you call somebody, you should know when it's appropriate to text somebody and what's appropriate to text. And you should know what's appropriate to email and what's appropriate to email and how often you email. So we break these things down into what's the technology and then what can you do with the technology. So phone is obvious. You can call people to talk to them. You can confirm their appointments. You can follow up when they don't make their appointments. You can have one person talk to one person. Oftentimes there's a ping pong match of leaving a message and calling back and leaving a message and calling back, which is why it's become probably the most inefficient way to communicate. Most personal, but most inefficient. A lot of people like the concept of text because, well, people who sell text services love to brag about their open rates, like 95%, 90+% of people open texts. Well, that's because you can't not really open a text. So everybody opens a text. Doesn't mean you like it, doesn't mean you want it, doesn't mean you did anything with it. It might mean you were annoyed by it, but those that like to be blinded by numbers are blinded by numbers. So without context, that's, oh, well, 90%, great, let's do that. The real issue is, what should you be texting and how often should you be texting? And the answer is, you should be texting things that you can communicate quickly. We missed you at your last appointment. Click here to reschedule your next one. We haven't seen you in a while. Click here to make your come on back. Those are perfectly appropriate ways to text people. But you would not text somebody a paragraph teaching them about their health, their well-being, or their problem. That wouldn't be appropriate to put in a text. People would block you and stop receiving your text. So if it is a quick, transactional, to the point, we missed you, click here. We haven't seen you in a while, click here. That's perfectly appropriate in a text, and most people wouldn't be offended by that. They'd go, okay, well, I miss you too, but I'm not ready, or they wouldn't be offended by it. Frequent, long texts will not be received well. So text is a really smart way of communicating quick, transactional communications. Email has become the best way to stay in touch with all of your past people on a consistent basis without it being as personal as having somebody pick up a phone, which many don't do any longer, without it being as, I'll say, personal as a text. If you want to make your practice easier, more profitable, more fun, and experience more freedom, then check out Patient Pilot's weekly reactivation emails to pilot more of your past patients back into your practice. Check them out at thesmartchiropractor.com.